I think I'm gonna be asking about these file names afterwards. But anyway, welcome back, folks, to the 2020 Zelda 1 Randomizer Random Percent Tournament. And earlier it was mentioned that whoever lost game one would get to choose remorse flags, and the choice is made by Nochibato. We will have dungeon numbers on. I'm
Our,
Leslie Pro, and I am once again joined by Magic Friends.
our tracker is going to be happy about that one. First race came down to who could find the bow first. CFalcon was able to dig it out of 7, grab his Ganon 0 HP kill, and scoop up the princess. So we are on to game 2. Nochi is down a game. He needs this one to stay alive in the bonus bracket.
And in that event, game 3 will be at a later date. And we are just about ready to get underway.
Yeah, in that first game, a lot of things went well for Nochi early, but some of that dungeon exploration really hurt him, where CFalcon showed off his combat expertise, able to use the wand and sword attacks a little bit more effectively. And let's see, we're going to start off with a blue candle and an old man who doesn't talk.
That might be a potion shop at start. What else do we have in our inventory? Ooh, we have a book.
That's
That could
all
be
we
interesting.
have. We have no Triforces, so we need all 8 this time.
And that a boomerang on the coast is what that looked like to me.
It was kind of off center, but yeah, it looked like boomerang.
And on the seed where we have the cheapest candle possible. Talk about a case of the game knows.
So starting with the candle, I feel like we're going to see a lot of very similar routing. Hey, $6 bombs were only, what was that, 33 rupees cheaper than the last seed?
It's 30 rupees cheaper than the last seed, but that is a vast improvement. We will take those. Unfortunately, Nochi loses the rest of his rupee count by way of the troll toll.
Exact change, please. Ooh, that. Oh, we have another mixed quest or second quest seed. I guess I was wrong. Go ahead.
And that's level 7. That's either a first quest or shape 7, but CFalcon wasn't in there long enough to find out for us. But now we do have a wooden sword.
Wood sword at Vanilla Cave. Well, Nochi finds level 1 up in the northeast corner. He's going to try and dig this out with just his candle, but that level 1's not right. That looks like a second quest level 1. And it has a transport.
So I don't know. Chat seems to think shapes question mark red ring and
ring.
1.
Yeah, it's shapes. That's too far. That's 3 aisles wide, so it can't be second quest, and first quest doesn't look like that. And there's the picture with 7. We're on shapey.
Oops, all shapes, folks. So name that ink blot.
It's an ink blot. Oh, that doesn't work. We can't call it a ink blot. Okay.
Amoeba, Marvin the Martian's weapon in Looney Tunes, although for some reason that always seems to comically misfire, and the cheapest bomb upgrade possible.
Well, this is level 7 and being shapes. Captain Falcon is very brave to dig this out with 3 hearts and no gear. It's very likely something just clogs him up or combat annoys him. Nochi has that red ring, and that's a huge advantage to be digging stuff out with. We saw that in the first seed, Captain Falcon a little bit of a combat advantage over Nochi, so that red ring's going to balance things out for a while until Captain Falcon finds his.
Well, that path he was on was Goma blocked. As for the stair, it is a workaround.
Small secrets 4.
Wood Sword was at the Wood Sword cave this time.
Yeah, I feel like Nochi's got to prioritize that section of the map just because of the 50% chance that wood sword is in that area. But he's deciding instead to do a lot of exploration first. And one nice thing is, because of that red ring, he could just bop through these enemies and not care what happens to him.
And we've got our first Triforce pickup. CFalcon getting the Triforce out of level 7, and it was just sitting there.
Was that in a Triforce room?
It was. That could have been just how it rolled. It could also be the flag set. We shall.
Nochi getting up here, checking all of that level 5 area and the waterfall and such. Once he gets back off this screen and checks the waterfall itself, he'll be done with this upper corner. We'll see where he decides to go from there.
Our door repair penalty for this seed rolled down to 18 rupees. So for those not familiar, when the money rolls, it rolls plus or minus 5 rupees on the door repair, and within a specific range for each secret. Small secret goes 1 to 20, medium secret 25-40, large secret can be anywhere between 50 and 150.
So we just saw a white sword cave, and it had a heart in it. And Nochibato finds level 4 in the shoot bush near the desert.
With how cheap bombs are, might as well load up to the maximum, as we're getting a look at what could be the Armos item, and it is...
Is that silvers?
Was that a wand or silvers? I couldn't tell.
It was blue and pointy. CFalcon, silver arrows!
Yep, it's silvers! So red ring and silver's not forced into level 9 this time. That is interesting because there is a flag that often forces those items to be there, or sometimes they just roll there anyway. So it's a bit of what we don't expect. Ooh, and a hint that says an entrance to death in the forest.
So it looks like Nochi is, let's see, if he screen scrolls here, if he screen scrolls across this water, he's probably headed towards those silvers, as well. So we'll have the two most powerful items in the game, but it looks like he's going to head back towards start instead. And we
Name
have...
that ink blot. That certainly looks like a cobra.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of like snake you'd see coming out of a basket. Now, maybe it's a hint, the recorder's in here.
That would actually be pretty funny if that were the case. And we got ourselves yet another Gleeok, this one of the two-headed variety.
So CFalcon's clearing this out because this is the normal drop room for 2. It's that blue sand tile that would have a Dodongo in it. But this time it's only going to be a bomb, so we're not going to have normal drop rooms either. They're going to have to dig out everything.
And hello, Blue Goma. Thankfully, that wall is breakable. Now, as for the hints we are seeing, it is unclear at the moment if the hints are helpful, deceptive, or mixed. That's also a thing that can happen.
And there's our... Okay, so maybe that is not true because another desert tile ended up yielding our heart container on the floor for 2. So we have one of our 2 drops here. But that's the spot that normally would have a heart container, so...
And Nochi now has the wood stored.
So Nochi does know where a bunch of different dungeons are already. He's done some overall exploration. So he could go back and try and dig some of those out, but at this point, I think he's going to stay in this area and keep checking the doors, because he seems to want to more route his overworld right now than worry about the Triforces, since he knows he needs everything.
And Infinite Sword Beams rolled on for the second seed in a row. With second quest walkthrough doors on, and we got a raft in 2.
And we got a Triforce in the Triforce room, so we're going to have those... Looks like that flag is going to be on for the rest of the siege. Just going to have to find that no enemy room and scoop them up.
It'll be interesting to see if the raft is required, because there's only 2 raft spots in the overworld. So the seed may not require it, but it's still a good thing to pick up just in case.
It's definitely a nice thing to pick up when you were already digging that dungeon, because it's just ease of mind. You don't have to worry about going back and finding it later if it does happen to be needed.
And CFalcon's done with the grave.
So let's see if he finds us level 1 here. That'll kind of catch him back up, because right now Nochi has an effective 24 hearts to CFalcon's 4.
I'll make that 28.
But also, CFalcon will probably continue to dig that one, because he has the weaponry to actually go through it, whereas when Nochi got there, he did not have a sword yet.
And fortunately, that's not going to open up without the recorder. Okay, the entrance there is green, so we have a mixed overworld for the second seed in a row.
Captain fucking did not check that spot. I hope he goes back. Looks like he's going back for that, though.
Yeah, he was going to Monocle Rock first, which only opens in first quest. Yep, he's there.
We're at the door, and let's dig this out.
And since this is shapes, that means we are segmented.
Alright, there's that red ring for CFalcon, so he now... Both are starting with red links and then switching to white links, but they both have the red ring now. And that compass tells him right where the Triforce is. It's only 2 rooms away. Oh, but not that way. You cannot bomb north from that guy.
Yep, and the way back is Dig Dogger blocks, so that's an up and A.
But this is first quest shape, so we still have at least one more floor item to look for, and a staircase item. So probably gonna see CFalcon try to full clear this before he leaves. Not that way.
Yeah, I think he's gotta beat this Aquamentus for the map, if memory serves me. But he's not even gonna take it on.
Alright, so we can bomb into the Triforce room. So we can access the Triforce now. As long as it isn't in, like, a Chevy room. Now, one thing to know is Captain Falcon is up to 4 keys. His dungeon exploration is going pretty well for key blocks. Nochibato is still at 0 keys, so he's going to have to put in some work to get around all of the... Now, we do know that CFalcon was able to clear this level 2 that Nochi's in now without having to go back out and buy any keys, so hopefully that is his game plan, to farm up his keys in 2 like Captain Falcon did.
I think these ropes roll up to
3 or 4.
5 HP. I was counting off of one of the ropes. But for still max HP super ropes, that's disgusting. And we got the bow in level 1. We already have the means to kill the beast. But chat, you also know what to do.
In the very top of level 1, no less. Well, if the ladder's not required, CFalcon's technically doesn't need another item.
It would not be the first time that CFalcon has cleared out a seed in a tournament or a qualifier where the ladder was not needed. There was one such qualifier in the last main tournament where he destroyed it because he gambled the seed being ladder not required, and that's exactly what the case was, and that's the Triforce out of 1.
So that puts... CFalcon has now... I would not expect CFalcon to spend another $1 on the overworld and save those rupees for arrow combat. He has the silvers from the Armos item, so he now can essentially deal 4 points of damage 43 times, plus however much money he finds on the overworld.
Not to mention the money he gets from enemy drop groups, because word I hear, Pulse Voice tend to drop a lot of moolah, assuming that the drop shuffle isn't turned on.
And we also haven't seen what... We saw the White Sword item was just a heart piece, So there's still a chance that Wood Sword is the best sword that we're going to get in the seed. Oh, but those Wizrobes go down in one hit. That's 2 seeds in a row with 1 hit Wizrobes.
I'm okay with that, especially since Wizrobes, well, by the time you find them in A Link to the Past, they go down in 1 hit, so their HP was definitely balanced better in that game compared to this one.
Well, I never see them go down to any hits with the sword, but I know the Cane of Burna does a lot of damage to them.
It's like basically 1 hit with anything that does damage to him. Whoa, name that Ink Blood, and that is definitely a segmented 4. As Nochi is now not so fast. I was about to call him on the board for the Triforce, but now he's going to be on the board as he's got the Wrath and the Triforce.
So Nochi does know where a handful of more dungeons are than Captain Falcon, but at this point, Captain Falcon has pretty much found all the ones Nochi has as well. Nochi knows where 2 is, he knows where 7 is, he knows where 4 is. I don't think he saw anything else, so...
He's got silver.
Looks like Nochi's gonna take a stab at Death Mountain here. Oh, are we ladder blocked in this too?
4 is a ladder block for the top 2 rooms of the lower segment. And an upside down boat, yeah, I can see.
Well, the only way those 2 rooms would be required is if they happen to hold the recorder at this point. Because everything else, we have a raft. It would have to either be a recorder that's also required for a dungeon or a power bracelet that's required for a dungeon.
Yeah, anything else back there, unless it were, say, the Any key or even the White Sword, will not be required. I mean, it would be nice to have the White Sword here, but the game doesn't explicitly require you to have more than Wood Sword to beat it. Nice room clear there. And there's a floor heart. Did we see a basement item in this? But we're walking through walls.
Walk through wall to a basement item?
And one, no less. Here's the question, though. Is that a regular wand or a boomstick?
It is
It's a regular wand fire. That would have been sweet if that had ruled boomstick, but not today.
So Death Mountain was a complete busto. Just a bunch of guys taking and giving money.
Yep. Must be gambling or something. Either way, that's CFalcon's 4th Triforce. And money-making game is basically doing a Bob Barker impersonation. Who would sign off the Price is Right by saying, "Have your pets spayed or neutered, goodbye everybody."
Alright,
no,
so
really.
East Death Mountain had level 5 at it, so Nochi does end up picking up a dungeon that CFalcon doesn't know about up here. We know that he does not have that ladder yet. So if he can find the ladder in here, that'll help him out a lot. But Shape's dungeons the whole way through. We're going to have to bomb and push our heads around here.
The push block opens the door in 5 to a reverse C room. Now this is interesting because this could wind up being a transport or an item.
That could end up being a bomb upgrade.
That is a bomb upgrade. Trying bombing to the sides, nothing works. Doesn't pick it up.
I think he's going to come down here and use all his bombs to kill some of these dark nuts and then go back in. That's a pretty smart move. Although if he is, he probably should use them. There he goes.
Meanwhile, we've got a level 6 sighting for CFalcon now. This dungeon for Shapes has a tendency of getting nasty because I have seen Shape 6 roll to be as many as 42 rooms.
Yeah, if a lot of people say first quest 7 is nasty, second quest 8, well, Shapes is nasty as 6.
Although to be fair, Shapes 8 has a tendency to get gross in its own right. That's a transport staircase. I am surprised Nochi is not picking up that bomb upgrade.
Yeah, it's a little curious about that. I think that's one of those cases where he thought of a good idea, and he's like, oh, and he's clocked in this Gliok room. He thought to himself, well, I can go use these bombs before I pay for this upgrade. But then he got distracted by the staircase, and he took the staircase instead, and it moved him one room north, which then also locked him out. He will probably pick them up back on the second pass through, though. Unless he really thinks he needs to buy an item. He does only have one key right now, so that could also be a consideration.
Oh yeah, that could no doubt about it. That was one factor I did not think of.
Unfortunately, because he took that up A from the Gliok room, he is... Man, because he took that up A from the staircase, that room with all the dark nuts did not lock the enemies out, and then he up A'd so they respawned, and he would have to clear that whole thing again. So he left 4.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him for bouncing there.
Well, there is a keyhole to the left of that room, but again, with only one key, and you know that some of the locations around that spot are not valid, do you risk it? And he chose not to.
Can't say I blame him for choosing against risking it.
So CFalcon is now digging out this level 6. And there's multiple dig daggers in this level 6. We probably have extra bosses on, because that's 4 Glioks and 4 dig daggers now. I'm pretty sure that's extra bosses.
Yeah, has to be.
Now this level 6 already looks like just a giant block of rooms that all are difficult to get through. Nochi also finding his level 6, so gonna get a little high 5 action going on here.
And yeah, we've got mixed hints active. And CFalcon just got a 2-for-1 in terms of smoking dodongos, and we found where the book started. A floor item in 6.
So that confirms that Heart Shuffle is on, as now we have the Boomerang and the book in our Heart Shuffle group. So this is dig it all out, and with all these extra enemies, that gives CFalcon a huge advantage because he can kill Gomas, and Nochibato cannot right now.
And we got the Triforce room, but is there something beyond it? That is what CFalcon's going to check for.
Nochibato finding his book, deciding we do not need to pick this up. Gonna leave it there so that the enemies don't respawn for a while. And find some wizards to fight.
While CFalcon claims the level 6 Triforce and will be on his way.
Did not see CFalcon get a staircase item out of this 6, though. But again, unless it's that ladder, he's probably just trying to find every dungeon he can and go mode this.
So it'll be interesting to see what dungeon gets found next. In the meantime, some combat on Nochi's side.
Looks like CFalcon's gonna clear out a couple of these bomb checks that he wasn't able to do the first time he came across because he was just picking up his sword, so he didn't have bombs to check in here.
And it looks like CFalcon might be hitting checks that Nochi made.
Yeah, Nochi's gone through most of these because he came back through here so much later in the seed. He had bombs to do all these checks. A lot of this, so like I was saying before, although CFalcon has a lot of Triforces in his inventory, he stumbled upon dungeons and he dug them out immediately, whereas Nochi was dodging the dungeons and clearing that overworld to get as much knowledge as he could. So a lot of this is going to be CFalcon making checks that Nochi's already done, and this is where it's just going to depend on how quickly can Nochibato clear these dungeons out to catch up on some time. Or is CFalcon able to clear that overworld faster and keep his lead?
Meanwhile, Nochi going to town on these likes, opting for a bomb strat to get more damage in versus just swinging a sword.
Maybe we should call these likes.
Well, then again, to be fair, nobody really likes them because they eat your shields, and in later games that have them, tunics.
So Nochi finds another staircase. And this brings him back out to the stairs that he had already found earlier. Again, that dungeon routing is starting to really hurt Nochibato. Instead of checking these staircases, he always checks the second one and it brings him back to the first. Oh, and this is the staircase. This is probably our staircase item blocked by a dig dogger. Gross.
Yeah, very gross. And we're now up to 7 hearts for CFalcon. This one courtesy of a Taken.
So it looks like Nochibato is just going to make a beeline for this Triforce room, and he will have his second Triforce of the game.
Another door repair found for CFalcon, as Nochi's gonna check a couple more rooms before claiming this Triforce.
Well, yeah, he'd love for that Dig Dogger not to be the item, because with a lot less dungeons cleared out, he's still looking for this bow. So he still has to suspect that the bow could be there, the ladder could be there, White Sword could be there, any key could be there. But instead, he's just going to get sent back to the Triforce room.
And Nochi's got it. His second of the match. Or the game, rather.
So now we have a Dig Dogger playing Gatekeeper for the item in 6. I believe Goma's... Sports Chef is saying he's pretty sure Goma's were Gatekeeping level 5, and I remember that too. But Nochi's making the right play here. He should find his bow in here soon. And then he also has 102 rupees to work with, whereas CFalcon is down to 0. He cannot use that bow at all right now.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate break for CFalcon, not having any money to fire the bow. But with how good he is at combat, that's not going to hold him back unless he runs into a Goma. That is a thing. Our White Sword and Magical Swords are replaced by bomb upgrades in this scene. Those bomb upgrades are a static 2 bombs up per upgrade picked up with the usual requirements. Not what our runners wanted to see.
It's not just bombs, it's bombs plus. That candle not helping CFalcon as he tried to use it to climb that ladder and instead just got in his way. But Nochibato did not get the map for level 1. I'm pretty sure this book does nothing in this seed.
I'm not so convinced on that. Since we started with it, we have no way to tell if it serves as a translator or not. So that is a possibility that we will not know the answer to.
That is true. We can't drop the book.
Much as we'd like to maybe drop it on Ganon's head or slam it down on the pigs. Never mind. That was starting to get a little bit of more of a Looney Tunes Three Stooges type of comedy there. Nah. Not the time, not the place. Speaking of third item in 1, I do believe Nochi has it, and it is the bow.
So that gives Nochi that combat advantage that CFalcon has been maximizing for most of the last 10 or 15 minutes. Nochi still has a third item in here. Let's see if he sticks around to try and find it. It is a floor item, so it could be blocked by those Dig Doggers, but we'll see. It also could be blocked by a couple of these key doors as well.
Good news for Nochi, that compass points him in the direction of the Triforce. Bad news is he's going to have to up A unless he wants to use his last key.
Yeah, and I doubt he wants to use this key. He's trying to bomb away from here.
And by using screen scrolls, CFalcon saves a lot of time versus going all the way around just to get to this part of Death Mountain. While Nochi has the Triforce out of level 1, that's 3 for him, and CFalcon is in 5.
Let's see if CFalcon can get any deeper into this level 5 than Nochi did. He looked like he was Goma blocked, but we know that CFalcon can get past that. Oh, that's right. He was also key blocked because he only had one key left in this room and didn't want to spend it on the right here.
Yeah, it makes sense. You don't want to put yourself in a compromised position with these.
Especially when we're talking about shapes dungeons, so like a lot of times you can work around keys, you just don't know how to work around the keys.
Yeah, this 5 definitely needed the bow. Old man, you sure you're still not on Windows 95? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Meanwhile, with this bow, we're able to dispatch Gomas. So now we're getting to see a new part of 5. Ooh, the Goma blocks the Triforce in 5, so that bow was definitely... And at least wooden arrows were required for that.
But it looks like Nochi is just going to grab this Triforce and go. He is not going to find his wand. Or maybe, well, he was going to grab that Triforce, but I think he realized he was missing an item. Let's see if he can get over to this corner here. That is an open door, and we know the other one is a walkthrough wall, so...
And CFalcon has his 6th Triforce. It is the level 5 Triforce.
Alright, so Nochi does check that walkthrough wall. It does push for... He does get to walk through that, so he's going to find his heart container. He's going to find his wand, and he's going to be done with this for momentarily, where CFalcon is now finished up with the Triforce in 5 and is just looking for items. And I'm thinking both of the runners really want that recorder right now.
Oh, for sure, no doubt about that. I'll be honest, with all of these dig doggers that are showing up and the fact that we have a shapes level 9 coming at us, there is a non-zero chance that a dig dogger could block something in 9.
Are you saying something? Like, I should...
I hope not, but anywho, we just got the ladder out of 5.
Alright, so that's going to stop us from being blocked by any overworld stuff. There were 2 bomb locations left. I think we still could use... But we still could have a dungeon under a recorder spot, too. At this point, Nochi's checked most of the overworld, and CFalcon's going to catch up to him pretty shortly, so it's not... But with the mixed quest, there's a lot of recorder spots we could still need. Quiet, Arian. Shh.
I'm trying to think of what CFalcon is looking for in this 5. He's got the ladder and the Triforce. Did he not get the floor heart? As he gets reverse canonicated by the blue dark nuts.
That's like when you want a Canana key, when you don't want a Canana key and you do.
Nah, it's basically getting forced in. Yeah, it's bitten. That's more like having an enemy just throw you into a key door and the game takes it. And name that ink blot. That looks lovely.
It looks like an anteater. Yeah, let's call it an anteater.
You've got a bait block in 7. I didn't see if it was required, but 5-second item is the power bracelet.
All right, that's going to open up probably only 3 locations at this point, as some of those locations are just going to be our take any's. Nochibato, now looking back, Nochibato having 91 rupees and not buying that bomb upgrade actually is paying off for him, because he can use that. He was able to use that bow and arrow to catch up a lot. He's now into 7, and he should be able to clear out the 7 now and actually have a little bit more success clearing it out as well.
And that was a Goma that just got taken down. And here's another one.
We did not see any items in 7, unless they were both hearts.
Yeah, CFalcon was in and out of 7 real fast, like it was a drive-through.
Well, neither of the overworld ladder spots were required, as they didn't even open. But now, CFalcon checking all of level 5 stuff, and he's going to be able to check this power bracelet slot as well, but that doesn't move.
Yeah, not all of them are going to move, and chat pointing out that Nochi did get a floor heart in 7, so it's just the basement item.
Well, if this is the basement item, that explains why CFalcon was able to go so quickly. Oh, though, it's just going to unlock that left-hand shutter door. Never mind.
Would have been nice, but nope. Here's the diamond staircase. It is technically Goma blocked, but a block clip can allow you to pass it. Not easy to do when you got fireballs being shot at you.
It's the recorder.
That could be the break that Nochibato needs to get back into this.
That is the one item that CFalcon hasn't dug out pretty much, and it could be the thing that both unlocks the items in the other dungeons and the thing that opens up our level 3. Yeah, that's probably the first lucky break that Nochi's got since that wooden sword find at the very start of the first race.
Jury's out as to what the recorder opens, but that is huge break for Nochi. It cannot be stated enough that right now, in terms of this matchup, he's right back in it. For sure.
So he's got to find this Triforce out of 7. And then when he gets out of 7, he can blow the whistle. And that might even bring him to level 3. And are we missing level 8 too, I think? I don't think we've seen 8.
Yeah, we have not seen 8 or 3, and Second Quest 9 turned out to be a potion shop. Nochi clearing out the Gomas nicely.
So with CFalcon up in the west side of Death Mountain, he's only got a couple more checks up here. I think this is actually his last check up here. So he does have a little bit more dungeon information because he's already cleared out 5. So he has one more check that he can make with that power bracelet. But other than that, he's going to have to go back in dungeons.
Yeah. So the way I'm seeing it is that the longer it takes him to go back into 7, the better Nochi's chances are for a comeback win. I might have just commentators cursed it.
Well, he's back in 7. He's playing the sabermetrics. Our wand will bring us to unbeaten vanilla dungeons. So not very helpful. Although, since Nochi is missing 5, 7, and Nochi could not find the Triforce in 7. Oh, I guess... Oh, sorry. The tracker just didn't update fast enough. My bad.
Yeah, sometimes the trackers are finicky like that in general. But we do get a look at Recorder Lake, and that turns out to be level 8. So that
Recorder's item
fired. So that does give Nochi a bit of an edge in this situation. And CFalcon pulls off a Kanana key.
So now he's +1 key and -1 key this seed. So he broke even.
Yeah, so basically he just got the one back that the game took from him through a well-timed maneuver. Personally, one of my favorite ones to execute in Rando whenever the opportunity arises. And wow, that 8 is quite the ink blot, and it is segmented, plus it needs a name.
It looks like an old guy on a recliner with a little footrest.
Yep, and the drink of choice is just a little bit out of reach.
Oh, those 4 rooms on the left side there are blocked by that ladder. That is one thing that Nochi's going to have to find by going back into 5.
No way to go to the right, so find another path. Down goes the Dig Dogger while CFalcon trying to take on a Goma. Gets it done, is gonna pick
that was his item room.
Yep, he's got the recorder. A few minutes after Nochi, but that could be... we got some Rage Wand beams hitting it.
Well, where is he going to check his recorder spots first is the big question, because they still have 2 dungeons to find.
Nochi looking for a way out. No push through or bomb wall to the north or to the east, so...
Yuck.
Yuck indeed.
So Falcon's going to check his desert spot, finds Take Any, and grabs a potion out of there. He figures with the red ring and 8 hearts, that's effectively 32 health, he can be fine. And I think Nochi's again ladder blocked, or thinks he's ladder blocked out of this 8.
I mean, well, more on that in a moment, as we've got another dungeon blocked by a recorder. This time level 3, and that's quite the interesting ink blot.
That's a pretty big size level 3 as well. That's...
Yeah, no kidding. Most level 3s and shapes don't get to be that size in terms of sheer number of rooms, as that's 20 rooms.
Oh, and this 3 is also... This 3 is ladder blocked, as the room to the right of here requires a ladder as well. So you can't even get into the little walkway without that ladder. So yeah, Nochi, if he's going to catch up in this seed, has to go back to level 5 first. Nochi's going to pick up his letter and go cash it in for a potion. Yeah, that's the thing. He's got to go back into that level 5. He knows he needs that Triforce out of there. He's going to end up checking his recorder spots first, because if he'll find level 3 at some point, but again, he's going to be disappointed when he still needs the... Ooh, I don't know if Captain Falcon wanted that Rangarang.
And that's the level 3 Triforce for CFalcon, and buried all the way in the back of that mess. And that dungeon was definitely a mess.
And Nochibato found level... Did Nochibato find level 9? We're saying triple required recorder, huh?
I think it might have been the Dig Dogger in 3. Or something.
Nope,
Second?
2Q3 Lake, that was level 9. He stepped in and out when we weren't paying attention.
Well, that'll do it. So yeah, 3 dungeons locked by the recorder. So the recorder was absolutely required.
But Nochi's going to be real mad. He's going to walk north here, and he's going to see, again, another dungeon ladder blocked. The room to the left of this room is a Chevy room, and so he can't even get to that other side. Yeah, just, he had to save that one. He decided to save that one key about 20 minutes ago, and it cost him a lot in this race. Right now, Captain Falcon's just got to go find 8, and he'll be in go mode.
And it looks like the Anti-Roads rolled to be in their vanilla locations.
He's going to take this one to go check the graveyard. But yeah, he's got to get to level 7. Level 7 is where his next... Vanilla 1-7 is where his next dungeon is. Well, Nochi's back in 5. That's good for him.
Still no idea as to where the big secret is or how much it is for this seed. And I do believe that we are about to find out, because of the 2 recorder lakes, both of them had dungeons this time.
Well, Nochi's finding his ladder right now, so he's going to know every place that he needs to go. He's pretty much sussed out, other than level 3 where every Triforce is already. He's just got to spend the time to go back into 3, 5, and 8 to get all the Triforces. And possibly 7 if I might have been mistaken on 7 or not, I don't know.
Hmm. It'll be interesting to. Well, now the question is, where's the Triforce in this 8? Because that's really all CFalcon needs at this point.
Yeah, he's the only other item he could find in this 8 that he wants is probably the any key would be helpful. 3 keys and going into level 9 doesn't feel very good, especially as Shape's level 9.
Next room up to the north is an Aquamentus room with some Beamos. Easy kill, just bombs.
Yeah, we weren't able to get north in that right-hand section of this 8. So that's going to be, unless the room to the south happens to be the Triforce, which also Nochi couldn't get to, we're going to have to get up into the top right corner to figure anything else. That could be our transport to the other side, or it could be our item.
It's a transport.
Oh, and it gets us up into that upper right corner, so this could be the way to get to the Triforce.
All these dark nuts, you.
And the White Sword doing the wand attack trick actually gets harder when you have the candle, because sometimes the enemy decides to be in a spot where the candle bop kind of flings you around, as both runners are trying to wand sword combo these.
Why? Any key in 8.
Well, that pretty much locks up anything that could slow Falcon down now. He's just got to find the paths to clear this stuff. And he knows it. He's just standing in the middle of these dark nuts, trying to do as much damage as fast as possible.
So where has that Triforce gone? As the old man sing SOS.
Alright, Nochi's got his Triforce in 5.
There's the 1 for 8 for CFalcon, who'll soon be off to Ganon's castle. So
yeah, looks like what we haven't found is red candle and white sword, looks like is what we're identifying here. So looks like that's going to be our 2 items in 9 if we find them.
Yep, and once again, we are still trying to get to Zelda, either by way of walking into her room from the south just to get there, or by way of finding a single shutter door that doesn't open when the room is cleared. If that happens, then we have the bow, we have the silvers. In that instance, we would be looking for a roar, that roar signifying the beast.
It sounds like Ganon was left of start, so we have an idea where that Ganon is.
It's just the problem's definitely going to be getting to him, because The path veered you off to the right to start 9.
That's interesting. The Ganon is in a room that you can't get into from the left side, and you can't get into from the top.
Could be a magical staircase situation, which may be why CFalcon's going after this PAX run.
But it's not going to work. Nochi finds another item on the floor. Item in 8 was just a heart container. He's taking his transport up to that top right area. It's probably still going to be a couple minutes though before he finds his Triforce in here.
Whoa, danger noodles!
Well, with Wand and the Red Ring, they're more like caution noodles.
They'll still take away Link's HP really fast if you're not careful.
Well, that transport put us way in the bottom left-hand corner, and with the Shapes dungeon, we don't even know if this is connected to anything. There's the any key for Nochibato, so he's also got his exploration gear ready for 9.
And that's another open staircase. Shapes 9 follows the logic of First Quest 9 in the sense that there are 6 pairs of transport staircases and 2 basement staircases that contain items. Now, on the off chance, and I say that rather loosely, the off chance that 9 is a segmented dungeon, it's rare but it has happened, there would be an extra pair of transport staircases per segment.
Yeah, we haven't seen any shutter doors that did not open yet. CFalcon able to check almost all of this left-hand side. All the way up from the bottom here. Ooh, there's a good shot. This is not going to lead us anywhere. That's a nasty patcher to pop up into. And this is another shutter that could be Zelda.
Eventually, we shall see. It does pop open into a diamond staircase, which could lead somewhere. Could be an item. We're about to find out. It's an item, and it is the White Sword bomb upgrade, which CFalcon's gonna pick up to get up to a 10 bomb capacity.
Alright, Nochibato's got his level 8 Triforce now, so he is making his way through these dungeons and grabbing his Triforces. He's getting close to his level 9 entry.
Seems like this part of 9 does not believe in doors. That's what I typically say when we see a lot of bomb holes in any part of 9.
The middle of this dungeon seems to have like couple of spots that are difficult to get through. And a walkthrough wall there. Alright, so Nochibato does have to go back into the 7 as well. So he's still got 2 Triforces he's got to find, but he did find the recorder this time. He knew where that compass was, so... Not recorder, the compass was. So he's going to be able to get the Triforce out of here pretty darn quickly.
And through another door to another staircase.
And Nochi was right. That 7 did need one ladder to get across the water to get to that Triforce. So he's up to 7 Triforces. He's still got to go into 3 and get into the back of that dungeon to get his final one, though. Oh, wait. Was that full? Well, it looks like he grabbed his 3rd Triforce at some point as well. So he is... I couldn't tell if that was full or not. I thought it might have been.
Well, we'll have a look next time he pauses.
No, he's going back into 3. He still needs this Triforce in here. So CFalcon has a lot of the middle of this cleared out already. But no shutter doors yet. Oh, that's going to help Nochi. He's going to know where this Triforce is now. Because there's the compass for this dungeon.
Still no word yet on the pig's location. This is a very tough 9 to navigate, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we have that original roar we thought we heard at the start, but no way to find it. No way to find a way over there. I'm sure that CFalcon would actually fight her if he could, or fight him if he could. But that means that Nochi has gotten all 8 of his Triforces. He knows where 9 is. He is going to get into this 9 before we find the Zelda.
Oh, and all of a sudden...
that is game!
Oh, game! Ganon is not required in this second race. Get your GGs in chat as it is game, set, and match for CFalcon, who is on to the 5th round with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, 25 seconds.
And unfortunately for Nochibato, this will end the story of his race, of his random percent tournament. It was a pretty good run for him. He randomly picked up the number 1 seed and got a bye in the first round and did knock off a couple of really good opponents, but just the combat in these ones and not finding that ladder in this seed really cost him. There's not much you can do about that.
We're working to see if we can get CFalcon in for an interview. In the meantime... yeah, dungeon exploration can be really tough in this randomizer. And oftentimes that can be that can really get you in a seat, and yep, it happens to all of us. Even the best of us get hecked by dungeons.
Yeah, the biggest thing here was pretty much that ladder. Without that ladder, Nochibato just had to dig 4 extra dungeons that CFalcon didn't have to. And he didn't make a bad choice. He had 1 key left. He chose not to spend it and save it for a spot that would have better implications. And that 1 key did help him find the recorder earlier, but the recorder blocked us out of 3 dungeons. That ladder blocked us out of 5.
Yep. They say the ladder holds a lot of power in this randomizer, but when you have a second quest or mixed overworld, suddenly that recorder becomes even stronger than before.
And you got to give credit to CFalcon. Like, he figured out that he needed that recorder, And his first dungeon, both races to go back to, was level 7, and both times going back to level 7 was the right call.
Yeah, those were two extremely good calls. Well, to be fair, 7 was a second quest 7, and it was still 7 anyway in this one, Mr. Cab.
So by that logic, if it's a second quest 4, but a first quest 7, then we just end up with like triple blocks where both dungeons are necessary, right?
Something like that. And I think Nochi's close to resolving this.
Well, he's got to find a way to get a little bit farther north than this. I think it's in row 3 that Zelda was, so he's got to get up 1 row. We will have CFalcon in the booth with us in just a moment. Let him catch his breath. He has been running for almost 2.5 hours straight here, so.
You know, I'm starting to feel like we need some sort of level 7 joke text mixed into the randomizer somehow.
Yeah, the quote that says savers in 9 should actually just say savers in 7 and has the item you need.
Anywho, I think Nochi's very close, but I think the turn was the other direction. Or am I misreading it? Either way.
It looks like he's taking a different path to get closer to her, but I don't know if this one gives him access. He is in the general vicinity. Is that, like, in the upper corner of the southwest area? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, if he clears this Patra out and goes north, I believe he will finish up the seed.
Yeah, on the other hand, if he goes to the right, he'll wind up heading towards the pit.
Oh, looks like he's going for Peggy. Yeah, this could actually slow him down because he's going to find the pig, and then he's going to have to go left somehow. He's going to have to go back left and take the right door.
Yep,
well,
yep, and this time it's the actual HP is there, so we got a scrap on our hands.
Nochi did pick up the letter, but I don't know if he actually had the time to pick up a potion. It looks like he's going to be okay here. He's got a stun lock going.
And he got him.
Good kill by Nochibato.
We got bacon.
Oh no, she's to the room to the left of this, but you can't get in that way. Oh, he laughed. That actually might work out for him. If he goes north in this room, he'll find her.
Yep, the advantage of taking out a Patra is that it doesn't come back, and that is going to do it. get your GGs in chat for Nochibato, who finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 1 second. And we are joined by CFalcon. GG, you're through to round 5.
Thank you.
So that first seed, that white sword, and then you find the wood sword shortly thereafter. Like, it, what? This game sometimes.
Yeah, I am very surprised it actually let me pick it up before Hearts, first of all. It was like, okay, I guess I don't have to look for the wood sword anymore. And then I'm like, hey, what's the recorder do? Takes you to vanilla unbeaten, or yeah, I think it was unbeaten dungeons or whatever, and then a recorder there and the wood sword's there.
Yeah, that was probably that actually started the race. Nochi found his wood sword about 30 seconds in, because the first thing he did was check the level 6 raft location that gave him a heart, and then whistled off of that location so he didn't get bopped back on. And it brought him right to the wood sword. We were like, wow, this is something that CFalcon might not find for 10, maybe even 15 minutes. And you're like, I'll just get the better sword anyways.
And we are also joined by Nochibato. GG.
Thank you. Well, those were seeds.
Yeah, they certainly were. Those were two really good seeds that were decided by, well, sometimes you can make make some good sound decisions, but sometimes the random's like, hello, starts waving at you where you're, well, sometimes the good decisions aren't always the right ones, but it is what it is. It's the way I see it.
Let's start with the first seed. That seed really got defined in that level 8. So let's talk about those level 8s that you guys were in that spiral staircase level 8.
You mean the level 8 that soft locked me for no good reason and chased
The
me?
level 8 that soft lock you.
How did that happen?
I actually know that can happen. I don't know why. I think it's because I went down that corridor staircase and then came up the same way. I think that's what.
Yeah, so CFalcon, what we're referring to is he went down a staircase that was in the corridor where the staircase is on the far right, and when he came back out, he was locked into a block. Oh, they're clipping it in the stream right now, but he was literally locked into the blocks in the bottom right-hand corner of the room. Had to up A when he was about maybe one. He had to just take that staircase and go to the other side to get his Triforce, so he had to basically re-clear the whole dungeon.
Oh, okay, I see. I'm watching the clip right now. Huh. Not familiar with that one, so
A new one for me too.
I don't know a lot about Second Quest dungeons though, so
So that basically gave you, CFalcon, the lead in that race, but it wasn't clear cut yet. That level 9 was not kind to you either. You explored a lot of level 9 as well. You explored a lot of both level 9s, actually.
I don't remember spending that much time in the first seed in level 9. I thought I found the silvers decently.
Yeah, you found the silvers very quickly.
And I bailed out of there immediately because I was assuming Red Ring was also in there. And then the problem in the first seed wasn't I spent time in level 9. It's that when I got out of 9, I had 3 options and I picked probably the stupidest one, which is I'm going to go find level 3 because it's probably the fastest item for me to find. And that wasn't actually true in that case. Like, the bow was not that far into 2Q7. I just hate 2Q7 and 8 that much, I guess.
Agreed. Yeah, that gave a little bit of time to catch back up.
Yeah, I wasn't going to 7 for a while. And when I found her room after he had done, that was just, you want to troll me like this? I'm done. Not happening.
understandable. And the level known as level 7 was a bit of a theme for these two races, as in both seeds, 7 wound up having a required item. Which I'm like, okay, this randomizer literally just pulled double saver metrics on us.
I just like to point out to people that after I know they froze my stream after I was on the finishing screen, but afterwards when I got back, I renamed my file from 2Q7 sucks to Shape 7 sucks because that's how I feel right about now. And I'm sure it wasn't lost on people. I'm sure it wasn't lost on people that I took about 5 stabs at the recorder with the wand before I picked it up. So.
Oh, I noticed that. Believe me.
That was the one benefit that Nochi had in that race was that he found the recorder before you found it, but he last location the ladder, unfortunately.
Yeah, you saw me burn the ladder in the second seed, right? Just because it was one room away, and I don't want to spend this key. There can't be anything there. I'm fine. That cost me at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we all saw that move, and then you took the staircase instead and got shoved into a Dig Dogger room you couldn't get out of, or a Goma room, one of the two, but you were locked into the next room and had to up A anyways.
Right, it was a Goma. I couldn't get out, and I didn't want to fight that room again, so I'll just come back later when I've got White Sword or Mags or something I can fight better with.
Those weren't in this seed.
Yeah, we were kind of stuck with Wood Sword in that second seed. I found the White Sword bombs finally.
So there wasn't another sword. I didn't even find that much.
No, Mags was on the Mags bombs was on the raft spot on the coast, and then the White Sword bombs were in the top right of that 9.
Mags were on the coast? Oh, this bomb spot on.
Yeah, the Mag spot. Yeah, it was the raft spot on the coast.
Yeah, I never actually got around to using the raft.
Well, you were blocked by everything else, so of course the raft was not going to be needed.
Yeah, that I was really worried too, because that second seed fooled me, because it actually took me 30 minutes to realize that Heart Shuffle was on, because I played with the assumption that it was off, and then all of a sudden a book dropped on the floor in 6, and I'm like, oh no. So we're doing this now.
Yeah, book was my indicator too, and I was just hoping I was not reading that dungeon number correctly and that it was just a weird 2.
Yeah, you saw the boomerang on the coast, but it's super trolly when you see the boomerang and then you both saw a bunch of hearts dropping as the floor items. So you're like, oh, maybe it's just the heart. Maybe it's just the coast heart that got shuffled. We'll be fine.
And
The power bracelet. The power bracelet wasn't 5, right?
It was, yes.
Okay, I was standing on it when I picked it up, and I wasn't sure that's what I got, but that's what I have right.
Yeah, I got it, and I wasn't terribly sure if it was useful, because I knew I had a hint from some old man that level 3 was near the desert, but I kept looking at my map, and I'm like, I don't have any of the any roads. They've got to be vanilla, right? So the power bracelet's probably not going to be helpful here. And then it became the search for the recorder. So yeah, that was the seed.
I found 3. You weren't done yet. I was happy. I go in there, ladder block. Dang it. I'll go around. Ladder block. Really?
Yeah, you found all those dungeons before CFalcon, but again, like 3 was ladder blocked, 8 was ladder blocked, 7 was ladder blocked. You just having to go, because he found the ladder before he went into all of those, he was able to pick them up all on first cycle.
Grumble, grumble.
But we were even commenting in the stream that like that key choice you made in 5 was a very wise choice. You'd seen a lot of the rooms in there, and opening that key could just end up being nothing behind that door, whereas you still have 7 dungeons worth of stuff to dig out because you found that 5 very early. Referring to Nochi there.
Yeah, I mean, I went up to Death Mountain just because it was just on my path. I got lucky to find it, and I didn't have enough to clear it out. It was early enough. I've got Red Ring, but do I really want to spend this time again? I don't regret my decision. I would make it again.
Yeah.
I just fell to a better player on.
Yeah, I mean, I got incredibly aggressive with my key usage in 5, and then I made the best key decision ever in a game. It's called a blue dark duck knocked me into a key door and ate my last key. That was great.
Yeah, so you basically in the same seed got reverse Kanana keyed, and then did your own Kanana key to take back what you stole, what was stolen.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, runners, you both put on a pretty good show. It was really unique seeing two runners with different mindsets because Nochi's mindset of clearing out that overworld actually would have paid off I think Nochi would have been in 9 first if he had just, if he uses that key there, and that's something you have to live with your decision. And like you said, it's not something you regret. It's just something that happens. And then, but Captain Falcon, you were clearing out dungeons without that red ring and very low hearts, and you were able to clear out 2 dungeons before you went back into 1 and found the red ring. So,
yeah, I mean, the second seed, like, kind of, other than the 2Q overall with the hard shuffle and shapes and everything, it basically set up like a consternation seed, which is what I have known to play all the time. So with friends, so it was kind of, I knew what to expect going into it. Yeah, although my my 9 went on for a while, much like those seeds. So
Shapes and I don't do that.
I don't know what possessed me to dig 1 without anything, but I was glad I did.
Yeah, that helped you out a lot, and it made it so that it was very easy for you to clear out you cleared out the overworld of all the basic checks. You cleared that out like under 30 minutes.
When you don't have a recorder, a power bracelet, it goes. If you take the right loop, it's fast enough. Especially when you're not finding any of the dungeons because they're all blocked.
Well, you both put on a great show. Captain Falcon, you are now moving on to face the winner of Dark Falls and Captain Green 7.
Mm-hmm.
You have any back history with those two?
Well, that's been the fun part about my ride through this tournament. Every single person I played, I have not played one-on-one before in any capacity. So it's been interesting to play different people and kind of see how things go. I don't have any history with either one of those two. I see their is that their match on the schedule tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Am I reading that correct? I will definitely be tuning.
It will be tomorrow at 10 p.m.
All right, I will definitely be watching and seeing how that one goes.
And then Nochibato, decent sized run through this tournament. Unfortunately, we are going to be saying goodbye to you, but your final thoughts on the tournament?
It was fun. I don't want to see Igliak again for a month.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
That is a fair point.
But GG, Captain CFalcon. Everybody's calling you Captain. I'm sorry. And thank you to everybody behind the scenes, the restreamers, the trackers, the commentators, everybody at Speed Gaming, Randomania, all of it. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. And thank you to Leslie, Magic, Gary, and Pro Infernip, especially for this race. I mean, a doubleheader is never something that is super fun to get into, but we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well,
I second all that. Thank you all so much.
Hey, it was our pleasure and always a lot of fun to do.
It was a great race to watch, and it was a lot of fun, and I hope everybody in the chat also had a lot of fun. So